I would like to respond though to the fact that we have been attempting to set up those meetings. I have been unsuccessful to have the board support me on that. So I must yield to the board. I'm one of 5 members of the board. I'm one of 5 members of the board, and I did have a meeting set up, and the environmental attorney was asked not to be there, and we had an email that was sent out that a majority of the board did not desire to have that information meeting set up.
When did you, I have my whole, okay, you want to talk about I have my whole computer with all my emails. You walk over here and you show me where you sent us an email that you had a meeting set up.
We received a memo from Dawn the next morning that there was to be no environmental engineers or environmental attorneys at the meeting.
So you walk over
for the Thursday's meeting.
After Thursday's meeting, you walk over here and show me where you sent an email to all of us to set up a meeting with the DEP or set up a meeting with an environmental attorney.
Dawn, are you able to prove any that we requested a meeting with the DEP or the environmental engineers?
I'm asking you, Eric.
Oftentimes I get Dawn does send the email so that he can get a pulse of the board.
So, Eric, you just sat here and said,
that's right.
I had a meeting set up with the DEP.
There was a meeting set up, and we were going to have it on Thursday. It was Tuesday. And there was to be an environmental engineer. It was Brad Tupi and Dave Modulo. And then we were going to have the environmental engineers on Thursday as well.
Eric, show me, walk over, or out, if you can't use a Mac, I can help you. Show me where in this
Cindy, I will locate that email through Dawn or through Dawn's email. So we'd look at it, it's coming from Dawn. And it would illustrate that there wasn't a meeting set up.
Let's search Dawn Januso and see where in my email, there was an email from Dawn.
Do any other board members recall?
I admit, Dawn called me and I said no.
Okay, so you said no. Frank, were you approached on it?
I didn't respond to it.
Okay, but you saw it. And Tommy, did you see it? Yes. And did you respond to it? Okay, and I saw it and I responded to it, and I said yes. But a majority would not permit me to set up that meeting, so it did not happen. Next.
Yeah, Chairman, again, Kevin Cameron, 15 Swire Road. Just want to reiterate on my previous comment. I think it might have been overlooked a little bit. The solicitor talked about providing, copies of all the professional reports. What I clearly asked for is you need to invite these professionals to come here to explain to the people their reports.
And they were here.
I agree.
You weren't.
I agree. All right, thank you.
So I just want to say one thing. We did have a professional here. We had an environmental engineer. While some of his stuff that he explained was super complicated, he did say at the end of the meeting that he, as it sits, as Iris Timmons stood up here and asked the question, as it sits right now, does it provide any environmental risk to the residents? And his answer was no. There is a reason that Mr. Tupi isn't here, and while I'm not going to get into bashing any specific attorney, the information that the majority of this board provided, or he provided to the majority of this board, was not, I want to say good information, not complete information. There is a reason that he isn't here. I wish I could get into more detail, but as the months go on, you will see and understand what we're talking about.
So did he not give you any reports in the last meeting, what you said last meeting, that he didn't give you complete information?
Correct.
Okay. Go ahead, Gretchen.
I would just like to remind the board, if the board is unhappy with a particular attorney, they can take an action to end the relationship, and I prefer the board not talk any further about comments about a particular attorney. So if you have on the agenda tonight to vote, you can vote to terminate the relationship if you are unhappy with a prior attorney on this matter.
Mr. Casiola.
I do have a copy of that email. It came the day after the attorneys were fired on the Tuesday executive session. It says, to all, as directed last evening, I issued a cease work order to Dave Perry, he's the environmental engineer, and Dan Dizer of Gateway Engineers for work related to the ABB site.
Please.
To this end, Dan and Dave will not be participating in the Thursday public meeting regarding ABB property.
Really, we're going to do that?
Okay, so that was an email from John?
Yes.
So that's not what they're talking about. They're talking about setting up a meeting after our ABB meeting. If you want, I'll read my response to Mr. Juneso to that email, which said, Mr. Juneso, as a point of clarification, Mr. Perry and Dan Deitroff should attend the meeting about ABB. The only person that is not going to attend, as I understand it, is Mr. Tupy because he decided not to. Please move forward with the meeting, even though Supervisors Savic and Cassiola would like to have this meeting canceled. It is my opinion that the meeting should go on as planned.
Very well. And that is your opinion. Now, the four of them were canceled, and I don't have to go over there and touch my finger to computer. You seem to have found that email.
Eric,
That's
more than
That's a
opinion.
different email.
All right, please,
That's a different email.
Just let me speak.
They're-
May I speak?
They're talking about, you told them at the Tuesday meeting with the ABB that you had a meeting scheduled with the DEP. The DEP was never, ever, ever scheduled to attend our meeting.
It was the environmental engineers and the environmental attorneys. And then that evening, I had nothing, and we had nothing. There were no experts going to be appearing on the Thursday meeting, and that was the email that, so the public did apply some heat, and I believe that there was some modifications. Dan said he wouldn't do it unless Mr. Perry was available as well, so he yielded. I'm just glad. It was a wonderful, informative session with the environmental attorney, with the environmental engineer. And I plan to have more. I think that's where wisdom begins in the dialogue. Yes, ma'am?
Wendy Johnson, 1408 Yorktown Drive, Georgetown.
Okay.
I'm changing the subject, and I realize this isn't as important to everybody else as it is to me, but I hope we have the full support for number 86, finally spending some money in Lions Park. I've had enough conversations with Bill that he totally convinced me that he absolutely knows everything about the appropriate equipment for Municipal Park. And I also know from my own research that the pricing is reasonable for appropriate equipment for Municipal Park. So I really hope that you can get this approved and get this stuff ordered so we don't go through another summer with nothing in that park. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Wendy. Yes, ma'am. State your name and address, please.
Ellen Delvecchio, 64 Beach Street News. I just want to get back to Resolution 84. Did I hear correctly that job was not posted?
Yeah, that's correct.
Was not advertised?
That is correct.
If it was not advertised, how many letters did you receive?
We received 2.
And how did they know about it? The
Generally,
job?
we rely on return people for summer employment with the park.
Well, I think that this needs to be tabled. I think that job should be advertised to the public.
Yep. You know what, I'll place I can place an additional advertisement.
So I think Resolution 84 ought to be tabled
Correct
until
me
it's
if I'm wrong,
properly
Please
posted.
let her speak. Go ahead.
Aren't there
And
more
then
than
you always
one?
have a response?
Isn't there more?
There is more than one position, however, at this time, that is the only one we have. Our next move, Ms. Delvecchio, was.
Well, I would recommend, when you have jobs like that it should be properly advertised.
We have done that for many years. I've been here for 22.
I understand
And
that, but
sometimes
that's
it
where some
doesn't.
changes need to be done. You need to properly advertise these jobs. Just not slide people in under the table.
I'm not going to argue the point. I told you
Okay,
we
well,
had
that's all
one.
I have to say.
Well, yeah, did see that Gene Baton, District Attorney, did arrive. May you please come up and make the presentation. Thank you for being here. I guess you were out. This was your son's last baseball game?
Thank you.